Good morning, and welcome to another episode of Exit Strategies Radio Show. I am your host, Corwin J. Millett, broker and owner of Exit Realty Low Country Group in beautiful North Charleston, South Carolina. If this is your first time listening to this show, you, sir or ma'am, are in for a treat because our mission here is very simple. That is to empower our community through financial literacy and real estate education. We're legacy building. That is what we do. So if you're out there making things happen with your family for the generations yet to come, our word teaches us to leave a legacy, to leave an inheritance for our children, and so forth and so on. We want you to put a hashtag on that thing that says that you are legacy building, because that is what you are doing. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Anchor FM. You can also find us on Instagram, at our website, exitstrategiesradioshow.com. You can catch us in a number of different places on your favorite podcast applications. We appreciate you listening. Please share this content with your friends, your family, your coworkers, even those in your groups, your church groups, etc., guys, because sometimes the message and the word that we are speaking here today is for you. Sometimes it is for someone else that you know. Again, we appreciate you listening. Let's get started. Good morning, and welcome to another episode of Exit Strategies Radio Show. That is me. I'm your host. I'm Colvin J. Millett, guys, broker and owner of Exit Realty Low Country Group in beautiful North Charleston, South Carolina. Hey, so as we always say, the drill and the reel that we do all the time here, which is if this is your first time listening to this show, you are in for a treat. So we are not going to hold back any punches on today's episode. All right, guys, we're going to come at you. It is football season, right? So many of you are tuned in or tuning in to your favorite. Today, if you're listening, is Saturday. If you're listening live, right? All right. So for those of you who are checking us out on our website, listening to our podcast, hey, our new episodes are released on Mondays at 11 a.m. Guys, if you're tuning in or plan to tune in on that evening, that night for quote unquote Monday night football, maybe you're NFL, maybe you are, maybe you're college, one of the two. But whatever it is that you're doing, wherever you're tuned in at, first and foremost, we thank you so much for taking the time to listen to quote unquote this here show. All right. So today we're going to use some football analogies. Now, if you are not a football fan, maybe you are not into the sport, into the game at all. Maybe you hate it. Maybe you just like teams because they wear a certain color. Some of y'all, look here, I got a youngest at home that does that. He will today wear Miami Dolphins, and the next day he got on New York Giants, and another day he got on something else, just simply because he liked the colors to match his outfit. Because he at 10 years old, he's trying to get his little swag and stuff together, because that is what he do. But look, if you are not into the game, at least possibly, potentially about the game. Maybe a friend, maybe your significant other, spouse, whatever that is, maybe, just maybe, they're into the sport and they're talking to you about the game. Maybe you're sitting there while they're watching the game, and you're looking and saying, I don't know what they're doing, why they do that, why that dude come around that corner and almost take the other player head off or something, because that's them hits, man, be terrible. But maybe, just maybe, that's what you got going on. We're going to talk today about a very interesting program. And guys, look, that we always want to bring you quote unquote information. We always want to bring you a degree of, first and foremost, we always want to be helpful. So let me come back and say that we always want to be helpful. We want to bring you some inspiration, motivation. And oftentimes we seek to educate our listeners because we want you guys to be knowledgeable. And we also want you to be prepared when you go out to do any particular thing. So in our previous shows, we talked a lot about the market. We always talking about the market because it changes all the time. And to be very frank about it, it's worth a conversation. All right. The reason it's worth a conversation is because real estate is one of the primary economic drivers in our society, period. It is. You think about it. I've said this to you in a number of different ways. No matter what your belief, we on a earth. Now, here at this show, our opinion, again, this is our opinion. God made this earth. So as God has made this earth, we realize that we both in real estate, they teach us this. I teach this as a real estate instructor. There's both abundance and scarcity. All right. There's a whole lot of ocean out there. There's an abundance, if you will, of ocean. However, however, there is a limit on how much ocean there is, right? Same thing with land. Land is abundant. There's plenty of land out there, but there is a limit on how much is there. So we must understand that there is both opportunity, but there is also lack thereof. So just because you have a situation or you are in a certain position now doesn't mean that you will always be in that same position. I mean, we can recall back to years and years and years and years and years ago when we had a recession and people talked about the equity they had in their home. And then over what many would say is a reasonably short period of time, that equity went away. It changed. So home values declined. And now the equity you had in your home, you no longer have. So people thought they was in a mindset of abundance, that they had time, that they didn't have to, that they, again, they had opportunity and that opportunity would always be there. Reality taught us that that is not the case. What has happened or what happened back then, equity went away. But today I want to get you guys back to, and we want to focus obviously from a perspective of how best to take advantage of the opportunities that are afforded to you as potential homeowners, what's afforded to you as potential home sellers, where your opportunities lie. So we're going to talk today about a unique program that is exclusively available with Exit Realty in our region, Exit Realty Low Country Route being the exit office in this particular locale, right? So we're going to talk about our triple option listing program. So for those of you who are football fans, definition, the triple option is an American football play used to offer several ways to move the football forward on the field of play. Woo! That's awesome right there. Now, it further goes on to say that the triple option is based on the option to run, but also uses three players who might run with the ball instead of the two used in a standard option run. Now, if you play football or you follow the game, the sport, you know that you usually have a running back. All right. So you have a quarterback, running back, and obviously you have other players on the field. But usually you're either going to throw the ball down the field to your receiver, or you're going to hand it off to your running back, or you're going to run some other type play. Maybe tight end gets it, okay? Whatever, whichever direction you decide to go with it. The triple option listing program is about having options in the listing process, all right? Not just your standard, we're going to put the home on the market and do this. Because oftentimes, and especially in the current climate, we don't find that is always what is best, all right? So the triple option program allows consumers to have additional options in the sale of their property outside of the traditional, we're going to put the home on the market in its current condition at the price that is most reflective of the condition of that home and would get the best and fastest sale. Okay. That is what real estate is. If you think about it, oftentimes people, especially in a given climate, where real estate values have fluctuated so much in what many would say is a fairly short period of time, a lot of times people just think, well, I want this number for the home and I'm just going to get this number magically. And that's not the case. That does not happen. What happens is you get the number. A house sells for the price that the owner is willing to sell it for and the buyer is willing to buy it for. All right. If you think about this from any other situation, real estate is supply and demand. But if you think about this from any other situation, you would note that if someone isn't willing to buy at a certain number, then it doesn't sell at that number, period. At the same time, if someone isn't willing to sell at that number, then nobody buys or sells. All right? There is no transaction. You got to have mutual meeting of mind. You have to have two people that agree upon the same terms, price included, but the same price and terms. The two people have to meet in order for there to be a transaction, in order for there to be a sale. That is what has to happen. We sometimes forget that. The reason that home prices accelerate is because sellers want more money for their homes and buyers are willing to pay more. Or sometimes buyers push the price up. So let's say in other situations, seller wants a certain number, buyers are willing to pay more for it. So buyers offer more, and therefore the seller will accept or look to receive more because they can get more for the home. That is what happens in an increasing market, in an escalating market. In a declining market, the opposite happens. Seller wants too much, buyers aren't willing to pay it. Seller eventually comes down to whatever number that the buyer is willing to pay. You all have an option. Now, the dilemma is, and most people miss this, and guys, we're going to really delve into the triple option listing program a little bit further, but I want to give you some context about how real estate moves so you have that understanding as we talk about what the options are and how they can help you get your ball, your football, get you further down the field. So what we must understand is that consumers hold the power, but on the other side of the fence, what we also have to understand is that there are other influences in a real estate transaction. Sometimes people are buying a home for a particular reason. Maybe they've been relocated, so they got to buy, they need a house, they got to get the kids in school, they got to do this, and they don't want to, quote unquote, waste their money in rent. So they want to secure a home. So that drives what they need to do. That drives them in getting it done. Sometimes it's, okay, these interest rates are going to go up. I need to make sure that I get a home. I don't want I'm holding out for a price, and that's wonderful. But if interest rates go up, I'm going to end up paying more per month anyway, or end up paying way more per month. Let me go ahead and purchase before interest rates go up, because that's a conversation that's coming. We're not having that one today. But I read something recently. Interest rates are looking like they're going to be increasing. And that's all driven by consumer markets. Okay. So let's talk about where these options and what this stuff looks like. Let's have that understanding, because how can you make a decision about what's best for you, what direction you need to go, without first having the fundamentals of how anything works. The grocery store, if they got an overload of canned sweet peas, they're going to offer a sale on canned sweet peas, right? And y'all going to be in there buying them cans of sweet peas at a discounted price. They're trying to get rid of them. On the other side, when they short on them prices go up. And we want to recognize that and understand that this grocery store of the real estate market works in a similar fashion. So guys, look here, we're quickly coming up on, quote unquote, our first break. As we always say, look here, we want you to hold tight, want you to listen to our sponsors, commercials that are coming through. And most importantly, we want you to stay tuned so we can be right back and we can get right back into this show. Y'all sit tight for a second.
Handling probate is never easy. No matter your role in the probate process, the Exit Realty Low Country Group can help. Simply log on to yourprobateguide.com and start getting the answers to your probate questions. Selling your loved one's home can be an emotionally challenging process, from sorting through their personal belongings to finalizing the sale at the closing table. Make the process easier by surrounding yourself with the empathetic and helpful professionals from the Exit Realty Low Country Group. Secure your consultation by visiting yourprobateguide.com. Other than an attorney, your greatest resources are real estate professionals that understand the intricacies of probate property sales. When it's time for next steps and to learn the market, let the probate experts from Exit Realty Low Country Group educate you. It's as easy as a visit to yourprobateguide.com to save you time, money, and headaches during the transaction. Through every phase of the probate process, Exit Realty Low Country Group is here to help you get the terms you and your family want and need. Learn more today at yourprobateguide.com.
And we're back, second segment. That fast, of the Exit Strategies radio show. Again, guys, I'm your host. I'm Colin J. Millett, broker and owner of Exit Realty Low Country Group. And beautiful North Charleston, South Carolina. Y'all like that, ain't it? So look here. We're talking before the break, really kind of just high level, trying to give you guys some understanding, but I don't want to let us go too far into this second half of the show without delving into our triple option listing program. Okay. So the triple option listing program is the brainchild of our regional owner, Michael Washburn. He is the author of the book, What Recession? Yeah. He was that guy. He was a guy that wrote the book about the recession and its influences, if you will, on real estate. All right. So what we want to do is we want to talk about, he came up with this creative idea to help give sellers the option or additional options in the sale of their home. And it works quite simply, but it is to some a little bit complicated. And we want to try to make it, if you will, as simple as possible to you, our listeners. And let's start with quote unquote option number one. All right. So if you are a seller, you're looking to sell your home, or, and I say looking to, we don't know, we're past, moratoriums and things of that nature. We're in a different time period. A lot of people are working to work out, create complete modifications on mortgages and things of that nature. I've talked to a lot of people, clients, other people that know that I, have some knowledge about this stuff. And I've, a lot of people have, tapped me on the shoulder to say, hey, look, hey, how do I do this? Or I need help with this. If you need help, you need to give us a call. But, a lot of this stuff is now causing people to kind of figure out the options with their mortgage. And if they can't work out repayment, maybe they fell behind, maybe they had COVID, experiences, or things happened with them during the shutdown and they didn't get back to work because, some people are still out of work. Then we want to let you know, hey, look, first, and we've said this, first call your mortgage lender, your servicer, and try to see what your options are to try to work out. But if you can't work out, then you need to look at what are your options. You sell, what does that look like? And we have a number of different options for these particular number of different options to help you in that situation. But under the triple option listing program, our option number one is cash to move. All right. So let's say that you got a job offer out of the area. You need to move quickly. Don't have the funds to do the relocation, but you need to relocate so you can get started with the job and you have this home to sell. Well, under the triple option listing program, guys, you can get a cash advance up to $7,500 to help you move. Yeah. Let me slow down, say it again. Under option number one, under the triple option listing program, you can get up to $7,500 to help you move for your moving expenses to wherever you need to go to. All right. Option number two, you can get up to $7,500 to help you renovate, repair, fix up the home or fix up your home in order to get it more marketable so that you can get it sold for top dollar. And, we're not talking about complete renovation. We're talking about, hey, the house needs to be painted. The paint is in awful condition. If I get the house painted, then in turn, I can get much more money for the house. All right. So that's an advance that you're able to get to offset that. Or maybe the house needs carpeting. Maybe it needs some other minor repair. Maybe it needs sprucing up, landscaping, whatever it is, to help get its maximum dollar. That is something that you might want to, quote unquote, consider. That's option number two. And option number three under the triple option listing program is, hey, you say, you know what? I just want to get the house sold as is. We don't want to have to do anything else. We need to get it sold quickly and get going. You can get a cash offer for your home. Yeah, cash offer for your home, guys, and can close within 7 to 30 days. So you can get it sold quickly. Obviously, can't sell a home, not going to sell a home without title and all that other stuff being done, title searches and all that stuff being done. But you can get a quick closing offer on your home. That's your triple option listing. So guys, look, before I go too far, you can go check out the website, tripleoptionlisting.com, tripleoptionlisting.com for more information. And it just kind of delves right into, again, the three options. And this program is designed to help you, our consumers, to create additional options for you. I can tell you all from personal experience, but I also can tell you from the experiences of our agents and other agents that I know, that sometimes you go in to meet with someone and, the house needs needs to be painted. You need a full paint job, in order to get the maximum. And the person is, well, I don't have the money to paint it. I don't have the ability to paint it. I don't paint good or whatever it is. And in your mind's eye, well, look, if you could just get the house painted, we can get maximum dollar. But if you haven't painted a house, then someone, when they come in and see the condition of the paint and the way it looks, makes the house look, then at that point in time, we're going to lose value. That right there is very, 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 very disheartening. As a real estate professional, our job is to help people. And granted, there's sometimes, okay, well, that's the situation and we're just going to get it sold, and whatever we get for it, that's what we get. That's one thing. But on the other side of it, when you have an opportunity, I remember distinctly a situation, probably about, I think it's been at least a year. I think it's been maybe about 2 years, but a year, maybe 2 years ago, where a client needed house painted and carpet replaced in order to, in my opinion, get maximum dollar out of the house. The condition it was in, it was nice house, but it needed that particular work because it had been run down. A lot of traffic in on the carpets, children and people spilling stuff on carpet. So you got staining, similar with the walls, handprints, all that kind of stuff on the walls. And in order for us to get past that, we needed to have a situation where, or excuse me, not past that, but in order to get the maximum dollar for the property, that stuff needed to be done. If not, someone coming in, well, they're going to start saying, well, it's going to cost me this much to do this and this much to do that. And in turn, they're going to, in their mind, discount the house. Most people don't want to buy a house and buy a project. Some people do, but most people don't. They don't want to have to buy a home and then immediately go in and work. They got to do paint, carpet, all this stuff before they move into the home. And if they do, they're not willing to pay maximum dollar for it. They will do that. They want a discount because of the inconvenience of them having to do that work. That is the opportunity that in the place where the triple option listing program is the right fit. If I would have had the availability of this program at that point in time, we would have been able to get the home painted, get the carpet replaced, and in turn get that seller maximum dollar for their home because they didn't have the means or the wherewithal to be able to do that themselves at that particular time. So we have to be mindful, have to be thoughtful, and we have to be creative. And one of the things that you will always get with Exit Realty, you'll always get with our group, is that creativity and our willingness to do more to get you the best. That's how that works. So we want to make sure that we are letting you guys know. So go to tripleoptionlisting.com, or you can call our office 843-615-3005 to ask more information about the program. Ask to speak to any of our associates and they'll be glad to get you more information, help you assess your situation, whether this is a good program and a good fit for you in order to help you get to the next level. That's something that we want to make sure that we're helping you all with, helping you all to understand that in order to have a better situation, you need a better partner. You were your real estate friend, your real estate partner. We're here to help you get to the next level, to get to where you're trying to get to. So again, our triple option, you're looking at it from football, your first option obviously is to run the ball. So, okay, look, I got to run, I got to move, I got to go, I got to get to the next place. Let me get this cash advance and let me get the van packed up, get the moving truck, and let me get on the road and get to where I need to get to, and we'll get the house sold for you. That's number one. Number two, you know what? Maybe you're going to pump fate and go a different direction. Flip the ball off, and the running back is maybe going to look to do a pass, or maybe they're going to figure out what direction they're going to go. Or maybe the quarterback is going to hold the ball and run. So we're going to do that. Okay, well, boom, let's get the money so that we can renovate, make some repairs, paint, put flooring in. Let's take that cash advance to do that. And then we can get the home sold for a higher price. All right. Or maybe you're going to pass. Maybe you're just going to fall back and pass. So now your option is, I'm going to give the ball to the running back, let them run it. I'm going to pump fake myself and I'm going to run the ball myself, or I'm going to pass it. If I'm going to pass it, then maybe I'm just going to, okay, you know what? Our investor group come in and just purchase the home for you. Still can give you a moving advance or a cash advance on the sale, on the purchase, and you just close, you get an advance unless you go ahead and start getting things situated so you can get moved out of the property. And then in turn, on top of that, close the home in 7 to 30 days. quick closing. So we want to make sure, guys, that we're giving you all the options possible to get your home sold top dollar, to help you get to wherever you're trying to get to, whatever the next destination is. Guys, again, you can go to tripleoptionlisting.com. Again, tripleoptionlisting.com. That's where you can go. Number two, on top of that, guys, you can call our office and ask to speak to one of our associates about the triple option listing program. Be specific. Tell them you want to know about this program. It's an Exit Realty exclusive in our region, which makes it an Exit Realty Low Country Group exclusive. Guys, we want to make sure that we take advantage of it. Give us a shout here at the office, 843-619-3005. Again, 843-619-3005. Guys, and ask for more information on that program. So guys, look, we've talked about our triple option listing program, a unique opportunity and a feature. It is a program to help you maximize the results that you're after. All right. So please do not hesitate to call and ask us more questions. There's no obligation in your phone call. Don't be afraid, because that's one of the things that keeps us hindered, because we're oftentimes afraid to do that which we can out of fear that we can't. That is a word right there. So guys, thank you so much for tuning into Exit Strategies Radio Show today. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. And I always tell you, you know what I say. I love you. I love you. I love you.
Guys, that was a great show today, and we thank you so much for taking the time to listen to Exit Strategies Radio Show. My name is Corwin J. Millett. Yes, that is me. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for tuning in for today's episode. Exit Strategies is my baby. It is how I give back to our community. It is how I foster goodwill, spread good news, and trustfully help you get great results. Guys, as I always say to you, I love you, I love you, I love you. And we're going to see you guys out there in the streets.